bringing back a segment from our book club that you may have missed. In this episode, Debbie Murphy of JetBrokers, Mickey Gamonal, Joni Schultz, and John and Paula Williams share some myth busting from Dan Kennedy's classic book about marketing to the affluent. We discuss several of the types of affluent people, and it occurred to me after some recent conversations with clients that this information is incredibly helpful and had been kind of buried and is worth another look. So we're sharing it with you today.
I thought, I don't know what I was supposed to talk about, but they have a section in here about affluent money spending on travel, which I think is appropriate for what we do. And it says they are moving away from spending on things and moving more towards experiential. So he divides them into three groups: affluent jet setters, affluent taste for first class, and affluent domestic deal seekers. So the affluent jet setters, 31% own their own business, 44% are C-suiters, 65% are men, 27% from the West Coast. They're highly engaged, frequent business and vacation travelers. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Affluent taste for first class, 32% millennials, 38% Gen Xers, and 27% boomers. They splurge on upgrades such as first class flight upgrades and fine food and wine. And then they have the domestic deal seekers, which we do get, people who are buying planes who are deal seekers.
Right? They're flyers and things like that. And
it's kind of good to figure out what they're doing. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, and that's one thing that I like about this book is it definitely breaks down. I mean, the minutia, man. Like, he goes down into the LGBTQ community and the fact that he is just focused on every specificity of class of person, type of person, and what they want really speaks to his ability as an advertiser, right? Or his ability as a marketer, because he recognizes that it's not about him. Like, that's the best part of the whole book, is that the book's not about him. It's about how we or anyone can make lots of money, selling to the affluent. So that is one of the best parts for sure. One thing that jumped out to me in those stats you were reading is that the jet setters are on the West Coast. And I'm currently in San Jose, California right now. So I'm in the West Coast. And some of the houses are pretty nice. Like, this is a beautiful, Silicon Valley it's something else. It's pretty cool out here for sure.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's also interesting because when we do marketing, we divide people into segmenting. We're always adding some information to our marketing files about people. So he's kind of gives you more ideas of what you should be thinking about.
Right. The more segmentation, the better, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, I've heard that too. I'm trying to do this new tutoring coaching program. And the guy who's running the coaching program is like, you need to be as specific as possible. Which, of course, is what my mom's been saying for years. I just, it's it's different.
I can hear Paula saying that.
It's neat to hear a different perspective, though, and this is very millennial, the thing that you're doing, so it's a nice perspective.
Yeah, no, it's great. And then one thing that you mentioned, John, about how Dan Kennedy went from selling paperback books or whatever to selling, to as much money as he's making now. Speaking of the subsets, one of the subsets he has in here was, what was it? I think he calls them the rags to riches. Yeah, gone from poor to rich, selling to the self-employed affluent. And just based off of those jet setter stats too, the entrepreneurs, these are the people who went out and built their own thing. And one of the main things that they're looking for is to they want respect. They don't want people to think that they came by their money easily. And I think that that's something that we forget. Well, personally, that I forget working with affluent people is that they're the Kardashians, just like my mom said. Joni, did you have something?